following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Lots and lots of notes.
Yeah.
And knowing which one we want to talk about is
the
problem.
Yeah, I mean, things just come up.
Didn't they say this coming invasion was like a trial? This is how they test other
They invade
species.
worlds to see if they're worth joining the Imperium.
Oh, not joining.
Assimilating.
So it's, even if it was a case of us being able to stand and fight, even winning may not bring the result we want.
Even losing might be a worst case.
And with this bomb, who's to say that preventing its destruction, preventing it exploding, prevents the destruction of our planet?
Well, yeah, because, like, if we're not worthy and at least being a subjugated planet, then they just wipe us out.
Volume to absorbery, washing blood from steel, cleansing, bottle for one life.
I mean,
The autumn of everyone's life.
That many notes and that much stuff. Because I actually split all the emails. I split the emails out, so at least then I could easily go, right, there's DD's emails, there's Ultra Girls, because there was just a stack of fucking emails.
No, I remember listening to that session too, and I'm like blanking on...
Because one of them was a name that I didn't know, but...
Was it Marie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh!
She was the first name mentioned. Yeah, be in this one here.
Skimwalker surreptitiously gets to the kitchen to steal beans.
Not to steal beans, but I'll go to
beans were
prepare some
provided.
more beans. Yeah. Of course, my little buddy's still hungry. It's been a
Alright,
long
so you've
day
got
at
a
the
bunch of
convention.
beans and you've got some kitchen equipment. They give me a cooking role to become chef, bake everything.
Some of those things is
More
everybody
like
makes
Chef
fun of
Burn
the
everything.
preppers, but it was the preppers who were laughing after Storm Soviet.
No, the ones that weren't bit by lightning anyway.
17.
You did real good.
Yeah.
It's the best. For you, anyway.
Better than the time I burnt that, whatever that thing was.
What?
Chupacabra. They're all over the desert.
Oh, I did some hunting out in the plains.
We'll see.
The ice is preserved. And I can also pee on the way back, Stevens.
I found
He
it.
just found it.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Now you can wait on me.
Okay.
So Professor Torias is a professor at the academy. He has a form of, it wasn't precognition, but more.
It's closer to pattern recognition. Right?
That's how he put it. Yeah. And what he said was,
See the strings of things and where they're bound to end up.
is that we need Dark Knight to beat others as well as key people. Key people he mentioned were Marie Birchford was one.
Marie?
Well, you know that name.
Oh yeah, I know that name.
Well, the whole name, Marie Birchford. Can you elaborate, or...?
Well, she's Charles's daughter.
Okay. Is she a mutant? She must be special in some way, right?
Yeah, well, other than being very bright, she helped me design a lot of the equipment I use originally in the previous timeline. And she was also my wife.
Ah.
Oh!
Oh, so you've put. Okay.
Have you made contact with her in this?
No.
Oh.
Because of Harbinger.
Yeah.
Yep. But you know that doesn't matter though.
Doesn't seem to anymore. I thought it might.
After Who was that? You never talked to that other one, did you, at all?
Meanwhile, Harbinger is killing River.
She said she had an exit strategy. Not my problem.
The others were obviously Gamer, Ultra Girl, Khan, Soviet, plus others.
These ones were mentioned by name.
These were mentioned by name.
Specifically to deal with the Imperium, or just to deal with the coming future?
He was vague on that one. But what is really trippy is he's a twin.
Yeah, we met him at the
Yes,
at the thing, the medal.
that's right. Meet him at middle story. He's a twin brother.
When Xander got a medal for being a big hero.
Big damn hero.
Well, to be fair, you were actually a big damn hero at that event. So.
And beforehand, it was. But
I don't recall Torias having a twin brother. There is just one, right?
no, there's definitely two. Yes, and
You went to meet him.
he went to meet him. Oh, that went.
That couldn't possibly result in problems down the line. It's like you didn't already say some very worrying things last time there was an incident. Unless you didn't actually say those things.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you talking about the future?
Oh yeah, no, he does say that.
Okay.
You're talking about when
When he
he
turned a
killed
bunch
all
of people
those
into a ball.
observers, basically.
Yeah.
But our characters weren't there for that.
And we never will be.
No? Because it's in the past, yeah. Not that we haven't fucked with the past before.
And there's a group of
That's
people that are
another-
grumpy if we ever time travel ever again.
Unless it was preordained that we had to time travel, then that's fine.
We can't completely delete that adventure strip.
So you're smart, Thomas. Is there any way you could...
You're smart, Thomas. Dumb Thomas couldn't come.
Is there any way you can extrapolate these names, knowing the people involved? Because you're the only one of us who actually knows Marie, and work out perhaps why?
Well, the thing is, I can't see why it would be relevant necessarily to the Imperium. Unless, well, obviously you've already helped on that front, right? You say Valen and Valeria.
Yes.
Unless you
but
need
he
to help.
said this afterwards, didn't he?
Well, because there are problems after the Imperium. The Adamite crisis is still a problem. I still think it's the biggest problem.
Well, there hasn't been too much on that front.
Again, we haven't been watching.
Although we did deal with that.
So much
I don't know if
going
she's
on.
related. That other, was she a demon or a spirit? There's no.
It's on the other side.
It's on the other side in the kitchenette.
Just look at the wee
You're
picture.
talking about
Vala.
the demon.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Just like
The
sort of
adamant?
rub his arms. We remember some getting ripped off. Yeah.
Different.
I thought so. I guess a Dojic phrase. The Edomites don't appear in the Tovan Spirit Guide, do they?
They don't appear many places.
Yeah. They do not appear in any of the things I have been reading.
Well, you would have to be reading Circle of Kings.
Do you?
So yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. And what about personally? You're doing okay?
Too busy to be. Anything else?
Things have been looking up.
Oh, that's what I didn't say. Mum knows about River's arm.
I'm looking down.
Knows how much.
Oh, she knows it's a Grell arm.
Mother's familiar with Prowl.
Maybe she's seen it at the hospital or something.
Damn it, roll 5. Well, yeah, remember I got that piece of Grell at home. Well, this piece of Corella I carry around.
Go on. It does have that unique look to it.
Is that safe to just carry around?
I've never explained it to him, have I? I need this.
Well,
at the moment, it's what we believe triggered my abilities.
Oh,
and
I see.
When
I don't have it, I don't have my tools. So if I was to leave this off to the side and turn into Duke Nukem,
no guns.
No guns.
Oh, it is kind of like.
Wouldn't even have the money to put. Oh, you'd like that.
What?
I'd have no money.
Yeah, no, that would be handy in those cases.
Are the Duke Nukem the Duke Nukem dolls have Duke's face on them? Are they like real money, or do they?
No, I think they look like real money.
They look like real money.
Yeah, I think they're hundreds. It's much like my cowl or my bowl.
Yeah. Unfortunately, mine's a bit of crown metal that I'm learning to control.
How's that going?
Slowly. Again, so I've been busy. Yeah, very, very busy with work. One.
Doing your gamer poon.
With work. You mean your job that you're so much more competent than everyone else, you could do all their jobs in a tenth of the time?
Yeah, they keep on piling me up with their stuff.
Yeah, why do you just don't let them push you around?
I was sort of
join the Candace Alliance. A chicken in every pot. No new taxes and other lies.
More trebuchets.
There you go.
Who built the catapults, Candace?
But yes, so she took my River away to the hospital to check her out.
Then River got away.
No, River said that she done with the tests.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what
and
sort
you
of...
believe that. It amazes me how terrible you are at dealing with your sister.
Because you're so much better.
But then...
I just give less of a shit.
being away from Mum for that long period of time, Mum would have come to the convention to find me, to find out where my sister was. Because Mum knows where I am. It's not like she's got an army to send out and look for her.
No. Evidently. I guess I should, like... Are you checking?
I made a flippant comment and
yeah. Because if you're not checking...
I wouldn't be checking because it's a flippant comment because...
I don't know, what if you rolled a 1 and then it was really obvious even to someone who wasn't checking?
I didn't...
No, I didn't roll.
Yeah.
I do find it strange you continue to be protected for so long after your inauguration of your medal ceremony.
He is a hero of the people.
Also...
They just abandoned him on the street afterwards, like right after the ceremony.
Well, no, they didn't. She was still watching.
Of course she was.
Xander, are you fucking a minute, man?
If the papers are meant to believe, yes.
Holy crap.
The papers put together a whole list of women interested in our friend here.
We actually met most of them today.
Right.
Most of them were at the convention today.
Good for you. It's good to get out there.
Some of them were captured today.
Yeah, no. I felt real... She got beat up real bad because of one of the decisions I made, I felt. And she went against... She went against orders.
Do you know her number designation?
6-1. Elena.
I know dead in your timeline.
She's really tall, wears white armor, and has a very big gun.
To be fair, they're all very tall.
Once the Minutemen became more publicly accessible, she wasn't I don't remember a 6-month.
No, they do some interesting missions. I mean, the fact that we got on one with them, that was fun.
What did you actually have to do?
We had to go into a parallel dimension and reverse the polarity on their device, effectively blowing it up and stopping them from crossing over and taking.
We had to do it simultaneously with 4 other strike teams.
5-way mission.
There are 5 devices.
All at key areas
Don't look too deeply into that. It's because I had fighting.
on cold rocks. I don't know what those key areas signify.
No, and we all had a different area. It was, but we all had to be executed at the same time. So
No, we could only see one other team when we were in.
no, we couldn't see any.
Oh, alright, ours was
Ours was
separate.
completely separate. Yeah.
Right, well, I mean, something on that magnitude, you could cause a cascading explosion that ripples across both universes if you fail to disable the devices correctly.
That was essentially what they said.
Or simultaneously. If all 5 are maintaining a field. Good thing that it resolved.
Well, because we detected them sort of because they had a nexus point, I suppose,
Out of the desert.
out in the desert where there was high radiation, and it was causing their phasing to malfunction. So they would sometimes, occasionally, manifest on our side, or at least be detected on our side.
There were some strange creatures.
Parallel universes open.
They don't have lower jaws.
No. Then there was those big ones that just seemed to be worms in armor.
Right, so some primitive warrior race that has advanced technology.
Yeah.
Could be we couldn't understand all that much.
We did manage to get through and get it done, though. That was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
First time.
Might not have been possible without Diana.
You know that's not true.
But
No one
she
else
doesn't.
knows that. Except one other person who's not here.
Because he's so fucking cool.
And what about you, Wakan? You've discarded your former identity.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick life back up now. I haven't told anybody yet, but I made contact with the King's contracting group again. And
Okay.
Said so in the paper. They were still looking for what happened to Tocho and trying to use this as an opening to, do something.
Find out what they're up to.
Yes, get closer to them, and I can potentially steer them towards an old enemy of mine from before I came here. It give me something I can use to make them trust me and do some good. As it stands, I'm still waiting to hear back from Mr. King after our last meeting.
Oh, you've seen him?
Yeah.
Yeah, big black guy come, isn't he? Tends to put people in the $1 million dream when they go to sleep in the room.
But yeah, apart from that and our night work and now sometimes day work. Yeah, just been trying to keep everything
You're not
together.
going to tell them how you rescued a bunch of kids from the Fazbear Mall? A bunch of teenagers, right? You can tell them that.
Actually, no, that was kind of a dark one because it wasn't a perfect operation. It hasn't all been success. I managed to save some kids out in the desert, out in some mines. Not everyone made it out alive. Some serial killer using the old animatronics there for...
They were designed to do.
That was a really messed up place. They should just bring it all down.
I have actually petitioned the council in this timeline to do that, but...
Getting anything done with the council is not exactly easy.
Bookkeeping
Waste of the city resources to...
Oh, you don't even know. Because you'll have to wait.
I only went there to get a form, but
What did you need a form for?
Oh, to get past some Nullco guys, but I shiver to think at how many lines you would have to stand in, only to be told to go to another line if you wanted to get something like that done.
Do you not just tell them to fuck off until they stop believing in themselves?
I'm
No,
a Native
no
American.
guards tell you to fuck off, not the other way around.
Yeah, but...
Well, a few times now I've managed to calm the people in their attempt to riot over the food problem. But I do not think it will last much longer. And any further attempts, I might just lead them into violence.
Well, the problem is that there's also a food shortage.
And every time it rolls out, it is poisoned again.
It has been 2 months. I'm surprised that they're still using food. Although, if the nerd murders affected places that you haven't personally investigated, there could have been an attempt to sabotage any hydroponics or production.
Even hunting is scarce and dangerous. What wildlife there is tends to be not normal.
Well, it's had to have been hardy enough to survive the cold
if you
winter.
hunt in the desert.
Where else is there to hunt around
You're in
here?
the middle of Nevada.
I just
Like,
wouldn't
there's
hunt.
not an option.
I just wouldn't hunt in cold crops.
It's troubling what is happening in the natural world. Were there time, I would explore this more.
You know those beans you cooked? They have been eaten.
Unless it was John and then not Pep.
No. It's Mr. Fluffles.
Mr. Fluffles.
Fluffers, I can't remember what
Fluffles. Papa Fluffles.
actually.
New head of the Bedoans.
Svetlana,
Yes?
how have you been?
I'm
How are
fine.
things?
I'm fine. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like things are fine.
I'm okay. Like I'm trying to put all this political Russian versus America stuff behind me because it's stupid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, you were having problems with your friend Nikita when I left.
Yeah. She's been getting worse. I haven't seen her for a little while, actually.
Do you think that's a good sign or a bad sign?
I don't think it's good.
I'm interested because Nikita was a supervillain in my timeline.
What did she do?
Rip people's bones out at super speed.
She doesn't like mutants.
Hold on. Rip bones out at super speed.
Yeah, well, she can vibrate through things and vibrate things. So sometimes her victims exploded, or they had their skin or bones removed.
So, what would the memory roll have to be to remember that this happened?
What events have happened?
That this exact same thing as he's
been in the
describing
paper
has
multiple
been, and we've seen,
Yeah, we've seen.
and we've seen the,
27.
27.
on a.
Memory is just stuff in.
Yep.
So then it's
I
no.
think if you have the thing, you get like a +5, but.
No, we changed how that works.
Yeah. I know she's a close friend, but.
She's been getting gradually more erratic ever since the accident.
The accident?
She was put into a special virtual reality simulator. We were all put in it, and it's supposed to make you deal with your fears.
But it
there
malfunctioned.
there was a problem with it when she was in it.
Yeah.
It took me a while to realise that that's where things started, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not until you've been around her and she's got to a certain point when you think back and put the pieces together. And she got very... She's always been kind to me because we're friends, but when I brought up even the notion that she was a mutant, she became very angry and violent towards me. Like, she basically threatened me. Very defensive in an aggressive manner. I'd never seen that side of her before.
Maybe it's not actually a side of the person she was, but what the side effects of the malfunction caused her to be.
I'm hoping so. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean.
Do you have any plan on what to do?
I don't know what to do. She's too fast.
Yeah.
And she gets extremely... You confront her on the matter and she gets... She did say she forgave me afterwards, but...
Well, she's almost impossible to catch.
Yeah. And I'm worried she's gonna start killing people.
Was she defeated in your timeline?
Yeah, well...
How? It might help us come up with a plan.
Well, so I seduced her into a room that had a mutant dampening field on it, which activated sometime after she was in the room.
Oh.
Yep.
I mean, that's an interesting story given that she's a lesbian. So, either Thomas is lying or he doesn't remember
Or
things
he's
right.
got a girl to seduce her, but he isn't filling in that.
I mean, if she can make straight women... With a 20, I'm sure.
No, don't work that way.
It only works in the other direction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, it's just how that goes.
Right.
It's my world. I don't understand why anyone would be into guys, so...
There's just always so much going on lately.
Especially since you've caused global storm Soviet.
It's hard to sometimes prioritize and know what to deal with.
And when we do prioritise, something more critical comes along.
Yeah, or stuff comes along that you can't ignore even if you know it's not as important. Like, in the grand scheme of things, that may sound horrible, but is a rape dungeon when you compare it to the fate of aliens coming and Edomite kings.
But you have to weigh up your personal investment in things.
And there's a number of key players that were actually involved in that.
Yes, it turns out.
They're just sitting around and talking.
including that Miranda
He's
was
cooking
there
beans.
as well.
Yep.
I was cooking a new set of beans. Make another roll. Only an 11 this time.
They're
Too
still,
distracted by
they're
the
still edible,
conversation.
and your rabbit's still going to eat them before you even notice they're done.
Like, yeah.
It turns
So
out
they had-
if the rabbit is full, the meal was cooked.
having both caught Ultra Girl and Destroyer
How?
and Miranda.
Well, that one was a freebie, right?
That
She was infiltrating there.
she was infiltrating. They basically,
It's
this
almost
person.
as though a newspaper published an article on that, and they were like,
Soviet was actually
"Hey, she looks familiar. Let's go and put her in a rape dungeons."
Soviet was actually about to bring that up. Never mind.
Oh, no, you can because that hasn't come up in character.
Because the Cold Rocks Post blabbed about her infiltrating.
Yeah.
I don't know how they caught Ultra Girl or
Because they
Destroyer.
had mutant dampening fields.
Yeah.
And chloroform
And the upper arm trip.
and the upper arm trip.
I mean,
And the rest.
I mean, Ultra Girl was probably going there to try and stop it and got caught. I mean, you don't need much to trap Ultra Girl as far as a motive goes, if you know what I mean. Like, it's hard to capture her usually, but you don't. There are a lot of things that will draw her to a place because she'll try and stop it. And all you need to do to bait Destroyer is apparently have Ultra Girl there. So